And I believe we are live, and this is Conservative Conversations. I'm your host, Reed,
And I'm Frank.
and we are going to be reacting to the current election results that are in so far.
Hey, this still on my iPad. Oh, there we go. Apparently, there's a delay. So now we're
All
going.
right. And I believe we're going to be looking at the New York Times websites in just a moment once I get it pulled up.
I think it still shows me as waiting. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Um, Still looks like it's going to me.
Kind of looks like it is to me too.
Oh, that's right. No. What do you think so far about the election results that you've heard throughout the day?
I think it looks like we're going to pull it off. I think it looks like Trump's going to pull out a real win. Hey, and to me, I think you should just go to Google for the election results because the New York Times, I forgot, it tries to make you get an account and everything. I forgot about that. Google will just show it to you for free.
Okay.
For a while, I thought they were going to flip Virginia, but I think they ended up calling it for her. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really had any expectations about really anything. I've been hopeful but nervous up until really a few hours ago. Okay.
I'm not seeing anything on the screen yet. I know there's a little bit of a delay, though.
It should be just a Google page once it comes up.
Okay, yeah. There you go.
Is there anywhere specific I need to go click on?
Just type in live election results or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Can you tell it's us? Yeah, okay. Just hit not now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did that.
And then if you scroll just the littlest bit down, not too much, just
Um, is it below filters and topics? There's a headline. What do they call it? A heading that says filters and topics.
I don't see that. But yeah, it's below that, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Results. Okay. There's a results tab.
Well,
Says
no,
a select.
I just want you to scroll the screen down a little bit because it's showing the results right there. You can see 209 to 230. I just want you to be able to see
Nope.
the whole
Nope.
map. There. Oh, no, just up just the tiniest bit.
Uh,
Oh no, somehow that's enlarging the screen, the
oh,
map.
enlarging the map. Okay, so I probably should do that again.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then, oh, okay, now it's up a little too far.
Too far?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess I'll do this until you tell me to stop.
Well, remember there's a delay. Say, but that skipped way too far now.
Oh. Mm. Well, I'm not sure how to get it focused where it needs to be then.
Just come physically put it on there.
Yeah, of course.
Right there. I should do it.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Now you can see 209 to 230, and you can see the states coming in their colors for, as they're being called. So
Oh, okay.
Georgia is still outstanding, Pennsylvania outstanding, Michigan outstanding, Wisconsin outstanding, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska. Did I say Maine?
No.
They haven't called Maine completely yet, but
Mm.
they have called Hawaii since I think since we came on, or at least I hadn't noticed that they had called Hawaii yet.
Does it happen to show like the percentages of votes that are in?
I can tell you which states are you curious about?
None in particular. I was just curious if it might say it somewhere.
Not right here, but you have to
Okay.
like hover over the individual state and it'll show you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But if you want to know about any of them, like Pennsylvania, for example, they have 83% of their votes in. And so far, right now, Trump's at 51.4,
Nice.
Kamala's at 47.7. And they do have Pennsylvania colored red, but it's not, it still is outstanding. It's
Right.
shaded. It's not
Sure, it's not
like
full red.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's definitely been feeling pretty good.
I'm excited. I mean, I
Yeah.
felt like there were a lot of naysayers. Even today, I mean, Van was in the room. I talk about him sometimes, and he was all like, I don't know, I'm nervous. And I'm like, what's there to be nervous about? Then he came back in later and he was like, they called Ohio. And he was like, they went for Trump. And I'm like, well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. Right.
I don't get all the doom and gloom. I felt pretty good about this one. I usually don't take a stance, and I feel like whoever I vote for never wins.
Right.
So, but this time I felt good because I told you I watched one that was like best case scenario, he got 308, and worst case scenario was he got like 278, something like that, or maybe 287. I don't remember what the number was, but I'm thinking if that's the worst case scenario is 287, we got this in the bag.
Yeah.
Now it's looking like we're going to take the House, which we already had the House, but it looks like we're going to hang on to the House and take the Senate.
Right.
So we'll have that clear mandate that I've been praying for, that he would go in with, a clear demand for him to be president and for his agenda to move forward.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And what a terrible ending to his, you know, story, if you will, to have gone through all he's gone through just to lose this time.
Well, it ain't going to happen.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's not going to happen.
I just love this map. It's so red, and it looks like he's going to win 5 out of the 7 swing states the way it sits right now.
Okay.
Looks like he's going to take Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona.
Nice. I heard in Florida that um what issue 3 and 4, what do they call it? Amendment 3 or 4,
Yeah,
both failed.
good.
Yep.
Issue 1, the last I checked, lost here in
Oh,
Ohio,
good.
which was a terrible, terrible thing. I'm glad it got shot
Yeah,
down.
we talked about that on one of our recent episodes.
Yeah, and it looks like they shot down Sherrod Brown.
Good. Finally, get him out of there.
Yeah, as of right now, the way it sits for the called races is we're at 51 for the Senate.
Nice.
Yeah, and let me look at the House. Right now, for the called races, we're at 177 us to 138 them.
Nice.
Yep. We're also up in governorships, 26 to 23 as it sits.
Yeah, one of the last things I heard, listened to a live stream coverage, was Maine, I believe it was, just elected or was it New Hampshire? Maybe New Hampshire, one of those two, just elected a Republican governor. Female. Don't know her name.
I'm not sure either right now.
I'm hoping it's not gonna be one that drags on too long, especially since seems pretty clear what direction it's
I
going.
know. I hope it won't either. Let me see what Georgia's at. Still 93. That's what it was when I left work, which was an hour and 10 minutes ago. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they're taking so long on some of these. Georgia was at 91% at like 10 o'clock, some maybe 10:30.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it was 10. I don't think I'm that cuckoo. Because then I think at like 10:30 they updated to 93, and that's what it was when I left work, and it's still at 93. So, but see, some of these cases, some of these states, they say that they're going to be counting the mail-in ballots and the corrected mail-in ballots for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So what
Well,
we're really hoping for is
it's
that,
not going to matter.
yes, exactly, that
Yeah.
the outstanding votes will not matter, wouldn't be able to sway the race
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
They just got an update. I'm not sure exactly what it was called, but it now stands 230 Trump to 210 Harris.
All right.
She still has a lot of making up to do.
Yeah. That's only 40 points away. Not points. Elect- electoral votes.
Am really feeling good about this.
Oh, yeah.
5 out of the 7. It's beautiful.
Right. And we're still waiting on Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
I think
Let
they'll
me
get
see
it.
what percent of the vote is in 84. And
Right.
it's 51 to 48.1. He's up by more than 225,000 votes right now.
Yeah, I think he'll get it. Because I had been listening to Daily Wire's live stream coverage, and they have Tim Pool's crews broadcasting from the Daily Wire studio, and uh, so there's a moment where they're talking to Tim Pool, and one of the things he said, he was just recently in Philadelphia, and even in Philadelphia, the city parts, there are Trump signs, which you normally wouldn't expect, like all over the place.
Huh.
So I thought that's kind of reassuring, especially Philadelphia,
Yeah.
the city of brotherly love. So
Yep.
I think he's gonna win Pennsylvania.
I'm going to share this live stream on my Facebook page and see if anybody will hop on.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Because according to what it's telling me, I'm the only one watching, which I hope is not true. I hope there are other people out there, and I just don't understand what I'm reading. But let's see if.
I'd have to look myself. Oh, that's right.
It says there's 2 watching.
Chew. All right. Welcome.
Yeah, I hope there's lots of people out there, and I just don't know how to work this. And there's all kinds of you. I hope you guys will all like, comment, subscribe. We got live chats going on if you want to chat to us.
Yes. Don't free to say. Be afraid to say hello. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, or you could always do the old Trump 2024.
Whoop whoop.
Sure
We
looks like it's going that way. If you're just tuning in, we
yeah.
got the count up there, 230 to 210.
Yep. We're hanging out, waiting for him to hit 270.
And she's got a lot of making up to do. If it's going to be her, she's going to have to turn this ship around pretty quickly here.
Yeah. Right.
As we've been saying, it looks like he's going to get 5 out of the 7 swings.
What are the 2 ones that he's not going to get?
Nevada and Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Isn't that where Tim Walz is from, Minnesota?
He's Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. So they're not even going to get Wisconsin.
Oh, what a shame.
He was really I think she would have had a much better chance of things if she had taken Josh Shapiro.
Oh yeah,
I've seen him a lot more in the recent days of doing interviews and stuff, and he just seems so much more intelligent
right.
than either of them, which is probably why she didn't pick him. She didn't want to be,
Outshine.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
the worst candidate between her own
Like she's gotta pick somebody just as dumb as she is.
or dumber.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what kind of like what Joe Biden did.
Yeah.
It's the dumb helping the dumb. That's what you call affirmative action, folks. That's an example of it right there. Come on, call Georgia already. I don't see why they won't call it.
How many electoral votes is Georgia?
Georgia would be 16.
Um. So if he gets Georgia and Pennsylvania, what's that? It's
Well,
35.
Georgia would be 246. And then to add Pennsylvania is
55? No, 60.
19. See what you're throwing me off. Why'd you say 60 or whatever? This is 16. He's at 230 right now. So that'd be 246 and then add 19. 246 and 19.
It'd be 65.
265.
Yeah.
That gets pretty close.
Yep. Yep, that'd definitely be close. So close you can taste it.
I can already taste. I tasted it a couple days ago. I heard somebody, it's like I said, I don't want to say it too many times, but I heard it flipped worst case scenario and best case scenario, and he won either way. So I felt really good about that. I've been following a lot of these where the guys were tracking the polls day by day, even though it didn't seem like there were very big fluctuations, but still I'd watched it so much over so long a period that when I saw the numbers ran both ways and he won, I'm like, this is it,
Yeah.
And then sitting there tonight watching it, the first ones, it's almost like 2016 over again because he was up and he stayed up. Hopefully
Yeah.
he'll stay up right to the very end here.
I believe you will.
I really want to see them at least call Georgia soon because I've been waiting on it. Like I said, I think it's been at 90% of the vote since 10 o'clock. 40 minutes will be coming up on 1 a.m., which is when the polls close. I think the polls close in Alaska at midnight, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they close at 1 in Hawaii, which they've already called Hawaii. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll fill in Alaska here soon.
What other one would they need to call for Trump to get him over the hump if he gets Georgia and Pennsylvania?
Michigan.
Okay, that's good. How's it look so far?
If he gets Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, that'll be it. They can call the whole kit and caboodle. Michigan's turning red.
Nice.
Do you want to know the exact numbers?
Sure, if you got him there.
As they stand right now, 49% of the vote is in. Trump is up 52.3 to Kamala's 45.9.
Ooh, wow. That's a pretty good spread.
So that's four. He's up more than 6 points in Michigan.
Nice.
With about half of the vote in. Yeah, then next is Wisconsin. 78% is in. 51.2 Trump to 47.4 Harris.
Nice.
So I'm telling you, if he gets Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, that's it.
Yeah.
Then he'll get Wisconsin too. He'll get Alaska. And If he gets Arizona, which Arizona is going to be close. And if you remember the last one, Maricopa County is an interesting place.
Hmm. Arizona's an interesting place.
Well, Maricopa County in particular.
Yeah,
They're the
right.
ones who they have a disclaimer right now that says it could take them 10 to 13 days just to call Maricopa County.
Yeah.
Well, that's cuckoo bananas. I'm sorry. I don't just nuts.
Well, like we said earlier, hopefully it's not even going to matter.
Yeah, but 10 to 13 days. I mean,
Yeah,
what
that
are
is
they? They're
ridiculous.
huffing pain out
Right.
there. But
Well, I
as
mean,
it
that's the stuff like that is where I can somewhat get behind like federal legislations to tighten up how elections are supposed to be run,
yeah.
even though they should be left to the states as they are.
No, I agree with you, but there needs to be some kind of parameter that
Yeah,
says you can't extend a federal election. See, I think
right.
that's where you get a trump right there because the Constitution outlines how these things are done.
Yeah,
So you should just make sure that it's being done constitutionally. I think you would
sure.
agree with that. Maybe we should all just review what the Constitution outlines because I
Right,
guarantee it doesn't say, oh, you can have 14 days.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, as Arizona stands right now, 51% of the vote is in. Trump's at 50. Kamala's at 49.2.
Mm, that is close one though.
Yeah, but they're coloring it red. So we'll see.
Nice. Looks like we're going to the White House.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't even put that together yet. Yeah, folks, for anybody listening to this either currently or maybe in the future, if you come back and watch this recording later, we're going to the White House, you guys. We're going to go see the inauguration. So you guys will be able to look forward to that coverage.
Yep.
We'll have some great stuff from up there. I know I can feel it. So yeah, I hope you look forward to that. We're going to the White House.
Some way, somehow, we will be there.
Oh, we'll be there. That's not the hard part. The hard part's finding a place to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I say we just act homeless for a night. Sleep
Um,
in a telephone booth.
sleep at the train station.
Yeah, sleep at the train station.
The same train we came in on.
That'll be great. Well, you can definitely
Yeah.
start locking in some planning.
Right? I always thought it'd be cool to go to an inauguration, and
I
what makes
asked
it better than going when somebody you voted for wins?
I know. I asked my family if they'd have ever done it, and nobody said yes. Nobody's ever been to an inauguration.
Wow.
I'll be the first in my family to go see a president sworn in.
It's 12 o'clock noon sharp on January 20th.
Yeah, buddy. Get her done. That's what he did. He got her done. So we're gonna get her done. We're gonna go up there and
They
see
broke it, and he's gonna fix it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man, I wish some updates would come
I
in.
know it'd be nice. Add a little more excitement here.
They expect results from Alaska at 1
At 1
a.m.
o'clock. Okay.
So that's approximately half an hour. So it's like I said, I bet you they should be able to call it at 1. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I don't know if you'd be game for it, but maybe we can find Kamala's concession speech and listen to that as a big hurrah before we call it quits. You think she'll concede?
Ooh, good question.
What do you think she'll concede tonight?
Tonight. Mm,
If they call it tonight, do you think she'll concede tonight or do you think she'll put it off?
I think if it's an overwhelming or a certainly clear victory, I think she might concede tonight.
Hillary did.
Yeah, at first she wasn't going to.
But that's
I
why I
remember that
sort
was
of
a thing.
wonder, because somebody I was listening to earlier in the evening, well, it was while I was driving home, so so we can put a time frame to it. But it was between 11 and 11:30. He was live, so he was talking live,
Uh huh.
and he was saying that somewhere in that time period between 11 and 11:30 was um when approximately the time that Hillary had conceded in 2016. Maybe closer to midnight or something, but I don't know. He was saying that from what I took, it was in approximately the 11 o'clock hour that she conceded,
Hmm.
and we're pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it's really close for some reason, I think I could definitely see her not doing it tonight. Maybe making some kind of speech in the morning, especially if it somehow gets really late.
Well, and I've heard. I mean, I know that it might just be part of the hullabaloo and the hype and all that leading up to these kinds of things, but I heard several pieces on how each of them had teams of lawyers ready to sue
Oh yeah.
over certain things. So I only point that out because I had heard it so much, but just in a more general point, you never know what's going to be contested or what molehill they might try to make a mountain out of,
Hmm.
that she might just try to cling on to hope,
Right.
you know, or delay conceding or something like that. Because we've had so many examples, dare I say, Stacey Abrams, you know,
Which to my knowledge, she
has never,
still has, yeah, officially not ever conceded.
has never,
Uh huh.
yeah. And even though Hillary did officially concede, she still goes around. She gets paid millions of dollars to tell people that she didn't, or that Trump didn't win, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm.
So that's crazy. People will pay her $45,000 or more to hear her say that she didn't win when she conceded to the guy.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, that's why they're losing the election. Stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yep. Thank goodness. Because Democrats suck. At least most of the ones in office.
Well, and we should say the real party zealots. That's what we
Yes.
mean. We don't mean the average person who
Right. Not the
aligns with the
voters.
Democratic Party. Yeah. The party itself.
Yeah.
The people that pull the strings, organize the fundraisers. They're
The,
the bad ones.
the ones who organized the coup.
Against who? Which person? Which coup? Which time?
Getting, yeah.
Biden to duck out?
Uh
That would be Chuck Schumer.
huh. Right. The, the old, Kamala Joe swap.
That should be like a dance move.
The Kamala Joe swap.
First, you take an old man, replace him with a black girl. You got Joe and Kamala.
Uh, uh.
Now, don't break a hip trying to do this dance. Mm, mm. Don't fall off your bicycle.
One was just stupid and the other had mushy braids.
Wait, they were both stupid and they both had mushy
Yeah.
brains.
So now we're confused. Who's who? The Kamala Joe swap.
Yeah. And just think, I think he was only 21 years older than she was.
She's 60 years old and she keeps saying a new generation. I mean, Jeannie Vance is 39, I believe.
Yeah.
He's not even 40 yet.
Yeah.
And her and Tim Walz,
Well,
the
that's because
next generation, the new
you and I know
generation.
something that few other people know. I
What do
mean,
we
well,
know?
maybe I shouldn't say few other people because they're taking us all the way there. Maybe I should say a lot of other people know.
Yeah.
How about that? We've turned the tide here, you
Oh yeah,
guys. This is wonderful. This is what I've been praying for. This is amazing. The whole map's going red. Senate, state, White House. Booyah.
right?
It's crazy. But what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Me either. Something about her. How crazy she is.
Hmm.
I just don't remember.
She is crazy.
I have to play it back. I'd probably hear, if I could hear myself leading into where I got off the rails, I would know exactly where I wanted what I wanted to say.
Well, I got a sneeze coming on.
Got a sneeze coming on. I wish they would sneeze out some election results.
Are there yet?
Are we there yet?
I sneezed.
No.
Oh, darn it. I guess the power of sneeze doesn't do anything.
Well, I ain't. Just not in a presidential race, maybe.
Yeah. Good old presidential races.
The House, as it sits right now, is 179 us to 150 them. 26 governors to 23 governors. No other updates.
No other updates. All right.
Well, maybe this would be a good time to go over to our man on the field and get some live coverage from Washington, D.C. He's outside the White House now. Let's go over to him.
Okay.
Oh, the satellite went down. What do you know about that? It's a shame, bloody shame.
We don't have the budget for a good one.
Yeah.
So it's fraught with technical issues. Our cheap satellite.
How do we have a budget for a man on the field? Unless it's us. Who we go stand outside? That'd be our
A
man in the
man
field.
on the field. Oh, I thought you said a cam on the field, like a
Oh
camera.
no, man on the field.
Oh,
It just we couldn't get a live feed because the satellite went
oh,
down.
well, I don't know where we got this man either.
Me either. It's probably Chad. Chad's out there.
Yep.
I bet I could ask him right now. Chad, tell me what's a live report from DC? What do you see?
I see the White House.
Then you get the Siri voice going. There is much activity going on. Many police and large vehicles.
Oh, goodness.
Someday we'll have a man in the field.
Yeah. Man on the street. Walking on his feet.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Seeing what he sees, telling us.
You and me's.
Yeah, there we go.
You just gotta make stuff rhyme. If you want stuff to rhyme, you make it rhyme.
I was trying to think, but I'm not that quick.
You just gotta force stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't always sound good, but you can make it happen.
Come on, Georgia.
I know. If they don't call Georgia, I'm gonna punch something.
What are you waiting on?
They're waiting on all the mail-in ballots. It's gonna take them 3 days. Even if they got 93% of the vote in and it's all for Trump. Ridiculous.
How much more could 7% be?
Actually, when you look at it, it's bluer than you'd think it would be.
Oh.
He's got 50.8% of the vote. She's got 48.5.
Oh.
So I still think he's going to win, but I guess they just don't want to call Georgia, probably because of its history, you know? Dare I say Stacey Abrams.
Georgia.
It's a real peach.
Not a sponsor, but Daily Wire's Morning Wire podcast. one of their hosts is uh, Georgia Howe, and they have a reporter whose name is I'm not gonna remember her last name, but her first name is Virginia. It's sometimes it's Georgia talking to Virginia, and I think that's funny.
Yeah.
It's Georgia talking to Virginia.
Georgia talking to Virginia.
That's right. But Carolina's nowhere to be seen. She done split in half and gone.
Facebook's asking me if I'm selling my house. I sure am.
Yep.
Which house would you like to buy?
Exactly. Which one?
There are many homes. Tell me your price.
Some come with families in them. Your own family.
Haitian families?
Your own house with a family. Have you ever wanted a house and a family, but were too busy to go look for both at the same time? Well, now you can buy a family and a home. You buy a house that comes pre-filled with a family.
Sounds horrible. Do they pre-eat my groceries too before I buy them? I like bring them in the door and they eat them before I can put them in the cabinet.
No. That doesn't make any sense.
Makes a little sense.
That just means you don't put them away fast enough.
Oh. The point is if they eat them before I eat them, if they eat them for me, you see what I'm saying? Do they eat my food?
No, why would they do
You're
that?
getting too hung up on the if I put them away fast enough aspect of it, but I'm talking about them. They'd better not eat my food. And why wouldn't they? They're living in my house. Why wouldn't they eat my food? It's perfectly good food.
Well, why? Well, then don't be looking for a family in a home if you don't want other people eating your food. This is certainly not your product.
You got that right.
Yeah, not.
Seems like a strange product to pitch.
No, so I mean, I'm not pitching it to you.
So I think you invented it.
It's for the listeners.
They don't want this crap.
I know, because they're listening to
They're about to
conservative
witness.
conversations.
They're about to witness one of the biggest deportation in American history.
Oh,
Trump is going to call forth the 1874
alien something act.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And get them all out.
Send them home.
Might be even be 1774. I don't even. That don't make too much sense.
1790 something.
I don't know, but it's
two.
He's calling something from way back.
I'm saying 1792 just because.
And he's going to get them out. Get them out.
He's going to get them out so fast your head's going to spin.
That's right. The door's going to split them where the good Lord hit them.
Yeah. That's exactly how that goes.
Yeah. I didn't do a spoonerism, did I?
I don't know.
Me either. What's a spoonerism?
Is it still at 2:30?
2:30 to 2:10.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, but we got 20 minutes till 1. That's when Alaska should be called, and hopefully they'll be ready to call some of these others that are just sitting on the board waiting.
Yeah.
Alaska, I guarantee you, as soon as 1 hits, they'll call Alaska. I mean, what's there to sit and
right? There's not that many people
about?
there.
Yeah. And I bet you,
I mean, sure, some of them might have to get on a little airplane to go to their polling station.
Oh, they probably did mail or did it a week ago.
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah, but my point is, I want to say this just because it's not really an ego thing. It's just because I feel good about this. But I've been saying I feel good about this, and it's worked out. And I said earlier, I said I think they will call at 1 for Trump. So I'm kind of even curious. It's just a prediction. We make predictions all the time. I predict that at 1 or a little after that they'll call the whole thing for Trump. So I want to see if that's true. I think it will happen, but I'm really just hoping that it doesn't carry over into tomorrow or next week, or you know what I mean, a long time.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a real clear mandate. Tonight, I want to be able to go to bed. I want everybody in America to be able to go to bed and know. You know what I mean? And for
Yeah.
it not to be up in the air.
Yeah, what happened to those days where that was the thing?
Democrats.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happened to everything. They get in there and they do all this stuff, that they know they're not supposed to do. Just because they don't want to relinquish power.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Now, do you want to hear any updates on anything? Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona?
Yeah, go Michigan again.
Michigan, 56% of the vote is in. Trump is 52.3 to 45.9.
Nice. Still looking good.
Wisconsin,
Sure.
83 83% of the vote. Trump is 51.3, Kamala 47.3. So he's 4
Nice.
points ahead.
Right.
And that's in her running mate's home state.
Yeah. Exactly.
What a bad choice.
Yeah, he is bad.
If you can't carry your own state, that was listen, I don't mean that as a slight to him even though. Who made the choice?
Yeah.
Right? What
He
a
didn't pick
bad
himself.
choice. Exactly. She made the bad choice. Picks a guy who can't carry his own state.
Right. It's like a political malpractice, if you will.
Well, they picked him. Supposedly, I just heard it earlier tonight, or I wouldn't say it, but supposedly he carried Wisconsin with 15 points in 2022. And that's one of the reasons why they picked him was because he won such a clear margin, 15%. In political terms,
Right.
is
Yeah.
a good margin.
Yeah.
Sometimes people win by 0.5%.
Right.
15%'s pretty clear.
Yeah.
But look here. Where's his clear margin?
Not there.
That didn't really pan out, did it?
Nope. Definitely should have gone with the other guy in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Except I have a feeling, just the readout I get on him, just between you and me talking here, I think he probably would have flipped Republican after spending a month with her. Because seriously, you listen to the guy, he sounds reasonable, he sounds rational, he sounds like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Right.
Smash
your head on a wall.
Well, I was going to say defect,
Right.
just get away. Just get away. I don't know about smashing your head into a wall. But figuratively speaking, yeah.
Yeah. What a missed opportunity for Kamala Harris. Now she's gonna go down a loser yet again.
Well, and I've heard some people say that this will be the death of Tim Walz's political career, that he won't ever really, the way it was phrased was he won't be asked to do something like this ever again. But I almost
Yeah.
wonder if it wouldn't affect his ability to run ever again. You know what I mean? Too like
Right.
I'm not saying that he wouldn't have a chance, but you'd think that this would come into play a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I would think so.
So that'll be interesting to see
Mhm.
if Tim Walz does get to any other positions, and it'll be interesting for Kamala too. I mean, what does she have to look forward to after this?
Right.
What's she gonna go do? She doesn't have another job, as
Right.
far as I know. I mean, I'm not trying to be discourteous, but what is she gonna go back and do? Is she gonna be DA of California again? I don't
Nope.
think so.
Yeah, I don't see her going back. I mean, she's just gonna go on speaking tours, just like most of them do after they're done.
Write a book.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, how the election was stolen from me by
Right.
Kamala Harris.
How America's too racist and sexist to make me the president.
Well, that's certainly true. That's why the whole country's going red is because we haven't heard enough about how sexist and racist we are.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go get a little more wine. Look, we are 12 minutes. No, I'm sorry, 14 minutes away from the polls closing in Hawaii.
All
We
right.
should have results from Alaska by then, and hopefully they'll call a few more. I'm gonna go get another glass of wine. I don't know if you maybe want to tell a joke or two to the listener, maybe tell them something, but I'll be right back in just a
Yeah.
moment.
Okay. I'll be sure to keep them entertained as best as I can.
Don't bash me or say things I won't find out about for a week.
I won't. I think it's going to be quite the fun trip to the inauguration. There'll be lots of people. Going to be crowded. I bet it's going to be way more fun, energetic than the convention was. But I also bet you it's going to be cold. But luckily, it's not going to be anywhere but in Washington, D.C. So it's like it's going to be in Wisconsin again or something, and it's going to be cold. But it'll be fun. And he's back.
I can see here just by looking at nothing has changed while I was gone.
Of
So
course.
I thought I'd tell a little story
Uh-huh.
about how you scared the crap out of me tonight when I came home.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's interesting to me is I knew that you were going to be up, or at least I strongly figured that you would be up, especially as the results were coming in tonight and things are looking good. I figured you'd be all jazzed up and everything. We hadn't traded any texts or anything, but I knew that you might want to go live. You would talk to me about it and all that.
Uh-huh. Right.
Well, I even had a date for tonight, and I canceled it because I was kind of hoping one way or the other that we would go to air, but of course I was hoping that it would be good and all that. And when I came home, I drove past the house, all the lights were out, it was dark. I park. I'm getting closer to the house. I was kind of expecting like the TV to be on or a couple lights to be on or for you to be sitting up, for me to see you in the living room or something,
Uh-huh.
like listening to the election results or whatever. But everything's all pitch black dark. And I was on like cloud 9 and I had wanted to pop in and say, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to pull it off. But on the off chance that you actually were in bed, out of what I would call courtesy, I was trying to be relatively quiet and feel out if you really were home or not. And then you son of a gun scare the bejesus out of me which I
Yep.
don't think was very nice.
What? What do you mean?
I wish you would have had a light on, and I could have just popped in and said, "I think we're gonna win it," and you would have said, "Me too." Said you opted to fake out like you were in bed and scare the pants off of me. Because for half a minute, I kind of came down and I'm like, he's not awake? And I'm thinking I shouldn't have canceled my date. This is horse crap. And then you make me jump out of my skin.
Well, at least tell him when I shouted at you.
I don't even know because you scared me so much.
Oh, goodness.
I think you said USA.
I
USA. That's it. Yeah. USA. USA. You know, that's what Lauren texted me this morning. She said USA, USA. And I said, did you go vote? She ended up texting me about 3 hours later and saying, yeah.
After she got back to her car.
All I said was good, with a bunch of
Yeah.
exclamation points or whatever. But I'm thinking, how can you text me USA, USA like that and not have voted? Come on.
Uh-huh.
Give me a break.
Well, I figured I'd get you one last time since you spooked me last night while we were watching TV.
How did I do that?
You just quietly walked over to me and just shouted at me.
Did I?
Yeah.
I'd been drinking.
Cool.
I don't even remember eating dinner.
I know.
Well, that's not good. It scares me sometimes when I get like that. Sometimes I wake up and I think the last thing I remember is turning the oven on.
Yeah.
What kind of a feeling is that? It's like I wake up so many hours later and the last thing I remember.
Uh-huh.
That's not good.
No?
No.
Sure isn't.
Mm-hmm. But what can you do? What could you do? I guess you could stop drinking. I heard a thing today that said it takes 20 weeks
20 weeks.
for your mind to be clear again or whatever.
Huh.
I'm thinking, how could that be if your brain's never been clear for 20 weeks?
It's a long time. Half a year.
Yeah. The guy who showed me that, it was a really good like analogy or video. I can't link it or anything right this second, but he did a good analogy of like running tap water in a cup, that was like filled with, let's say, wine.
Uh-huh.
And he counted like how many seconds it took for, the water coming out of the tap at full blast to fully transition all the wine out of that cup and for it to just be water. So it took 20 seconds in the video, and he said it takes 20 weeks for your brain to clear. It's a good analogy, don't you think? I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was effective. Georgia's gone up to 94% of their vote.
All right.
It's only taken 2.5 hours, but 1 more percent of their vote has been counted.
Nice. That's
What
good.
do you mean nice? Why is it so slow?
Well, I was going to say there's a guy who works for Signal Polling Group who's from Georgia, who I heard him earlier say that once Georgia gets to 95%, that's pretty much most of their ballots have been counted.
Well, 95. So we only got 1% off, I guess. Now it's at 94%. 50.9% is going to Trump. 48.4% to Kamala. So they should call Georgia for Trump.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time. I don't know what they're waiting on. Hopefully it'll happen here at 1. We're only 6 minutes off. That's when the polls close in Hawaii, and we should get results from Alaska. Just saying that if there's anybody listening, just tuning in or whatever, we hope you'll give us a thumbs up or subscribe. Once again, it's looking like Pennsylvania is going to go to Trump. That's going to flip. 90% of their vote is in. 51.2% to Trump. 47.8% to Kamala.
Nice.
It's looking like Michigan right now is going to flip for Trump. 59% of the vote is in, 52.2 to Donald, 46.1 to Kamala.
That's a good spread. I like that.
I know, that is a good spread. Moving over to Wisconsin, 84% of the vote is in, 51.4 to Trump, 47.2 to Kamala.
Mm,
So we're doing good.
nice.
And just to update you, we've had some people come in and out of the chat. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little, and I'll start hitting stuff, maybe or saying stuff or whatever. But that's because at one point we're up to 4 people, which is 3 randos.
Yeah.
So we've had people coming in and out. So if you ever hear me do that or start saying stuff that I've said before or reminding people to subscribe or whatever, it's because I can see people coming in to the
Sure.
chat or whatever. Right now, it says that we're just back to 1 person again, which I assume is me. I'm going to see if there's been any updates on the Senate. We're at 51 to 42, us versus them.
Nice.
I'm not sure how many outstanding seats there are right now. Look at the House. 183 GOP to 154 Dem.
Nice. Getting close.
Look at the governors. 27 to 23.
Nice.
And still no updates on the president, but it's about to be 1 a.m. in 4 minutes. So hopefully we'll see Alaska turn red. That'll give, how many do you think?
Uh, um,
How many electoral votes to Trump?
6.
3.
Oh,
Won't help that much, but it's like I said, at least it's a solid state. I think they'll be able to call it as soon as the polls close
yeah.
for Trump. So,
Well, it's 3 more Kamala's not getting.
yep. Amen. And plus, when we crunched the numbers, what he needed 6. If he takes Georgia and Pennsylvania, he only needs like 6 points. So the 3 from
Yeah, there's
Alaska will
5.
help.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I
Can't
think it
wait.
was 5. I think you're right. But still, my point still
Sure.
stands.
Yeah, of course.
Hopefully, here, what is it? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. We'll see Alaska turn red. I'd like to see some kind of update at least. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been 2:30. I think the only update we've seen while we've been live is for Kamala. Got her just slightly closer. I think it was one of Maine's seats they must have called because she only got 1 point. I think when we went live, she was at 209.
Oh, okay.
She's at 210. So I think she got one of Maine's because they split their votes up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't account for where that 1 point came from. Oh man, Nevada just turned red. But I mean,
Oh,
it hasn't been called,
right.
but it just shaded red.
Nice.
It's only got 6% of its vote in though. But imagine if Nevada's in play too.
What's it show the differences, the percentage
Right now,
difference?
71.4 to 26.8. But that's why you have to keep in mind it's only 6% of the
Right.
vote.
Right. Of course.
The numbers are kind of crazy. What you're only looking at 6%.
Yeah.
Because which 6%? You know, how many 6% are there in 100%? There's a lot of 6%. So
Yeah. Yep. That's interesting though.
yeah, but it's been crazy. I mean, I told you that's why earlier for a while I thought Virginia was going to flip because the early numbers that came in were all Trump, 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 Trump,
Mm.
Trump, 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 and he was up for I don't know, quite a while in Virginia. And I kept saying to my coworkers, I'm like, if Virginia flips, I'm gonna flip out. I never even saw that coming, and of course
Right.
it didn't. Of course it didn't. But it's just funny when you're sitting there looking at those numbers in real time.
Yeah.
You just think, what? He's still up in Virginia. He's still up in Virginia, and then it flipped. Just why I get why some people get nervous, you know, because and we've seen funny things happen, but I really think it was the last cycle that was a fluke. It's not like every cycle, every election has been as hotly contested as the last one was.
Yeah.
I really think it was the outlier, not the norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if COVID, oh, they called something for Trump.
Nice.
They finally called Georgia.
Nice. I thought we'd be hearing from it soon.
He's at 246.
Nice.
They called Georgia for Trump, 246 to 210.
All right.
I knew we'd get some action at 1. Now I want to see a big bunch of action. I want to see Alaska come in because that's easy. That's 3 points, so he should be at 249. Then hopefully they'll call Pennsylvania. Let me
Yeah.
look and see how the numbers have updated.
24 more.
Pennsylvania, 90% of the vote is in.
Nice.
90%. Trump is up 51.2 to 47.8.
That's pretty good.
Yes, it's very good. Michigan, 60% of the vote is in. Wisconsin, 85% of the vote. Arizona, 51% of the vote. Nevada, 19%.
Oh, nice. That's
He's
already
still
gone up.
ahead. He's still ahead in Nevada at 19%. We're getting some action.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm finally getting a little bit of updates, but now the holding pattern is 246 to 210. Let me see if there's been any updates on the Senate. 51 to 42.
Okay.
House 183 to 155.
Good.
Governors are still 27 to 23. I think that's how they're going to stay. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
done.
all of them.
27 to 23, yeah. So we're back to that holding pattern, 247 to 210.
Yep. Only 24 more.
I know at this point, I would be willing to project. I mean, I'm not going to bet my life on it or anything, my life, my livelihood, my name, but I'd be willing to project this for Trump. It's definitely looking that way. I
Yeah.
mean, I know you can't see the map, but you'll just have to believe me. Pennsylvania's shaded red. Michigan's shaded red. Wisconsin is shaded red. Arizona is shaded red. Nevada is shaded red. And Alaska is gonna be red. So he only missed Minnesota.
Yeah.
If the current map stays the way it is, but
Yep. And then there's still some other states that are just gonna give them the extra security, like Wyoming, Montana.
that's already been called. All of those have already been called.
Oh, have they? Okay, I didn't know that.
The only ones that have not been called at this point, technically, I'm going to read them all. Maine, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Hawaii, Alaska, Arizona, Nevada.
Oh,
Those are the only ones that have not been called.
okay.
I'll just say one more time for effect. Maine, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Hawaii, Alaska, Arizona, and Nevada.
Okay. Well, that's not too many left.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nice.
9 states. I think there are probably a couple more that are technically not called yet, but some of them are stupid. Like, I don't know why they're not filled in the first place, like California. They wait until the vote's over, but you know how California's going to go. You know how Washington's going to go. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Something got called for Trump, probably something in Maine or somewhere else, because now we're at 247 to 210.
Hmm.
We were at 246, went up by 1.
I think the other one could be Nebraska.
I think that one was already called much earlier in the night.
Okay, because I know they're split
Yeah, they
also.
had a special election. That one came in early. I think it was one of the main seats that they
Okay.
just finally called, because it had been going. The last time I looked at it, it was 58% to Trump, but I don't think they had called it yet. Not when I left work, they hadn't. So I really think that's what they
Okay.
officially called. I don't know, but that's what I think.
Well, Pennsylvania and Alaska will get 271, I believe.
Hopefully Pennsylvania. Let me get in here and look at. Do you remember what I said the last time I looked at Pennsylvania? How much of their vote? 90%. It's still
Yeah.
90. Michigan's still 60. Wisconsin's 86. Arizona's 51. Nevada's 75. Their
Oh,
results are
wow.
coming in fast.
Yeah.
And Trump is still ahead, 50.9 to 47.5.
Not bad.
At 75% of the vote.
Yeah, not
Looks like
bad.
Nevada's going to go for Trump, which is I remember from all the pollster analysis that I did leading up to this, I think Nevada was going to go red.
Hmm.
And I think it's 6 electorals. Yeah. So those 6 will go to Trump, and it's looking like they'll probably call Nevada pretty soon.
Nice.
75% of the vote in.
That's good.
I mean, they're reporting their numbers fast. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't see why they take all night. You know, that's one of the other things that I don't get about. I guess I should do more digging or educate myself more, but when Florida came on and first started posting their numbers, they were batching in millions of votes.
Uh-huh.
While some of the other states like New Hampshire were batching in like, I don't mean to curse or anything, but like, 6 votes at a time. I almost want to curse because it was like so slow. It was literally being updated like 6 votes at a time.
Hmm.
While Florida's batching in millions.
Yeah.
What's with that? You get what I'm saying? I just don't
Uh-huh.
understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to what we were sort of talking about earlier.
Maricopa County and all that
Well,
sort of.
yeah, just the way how some of these states have their different processes that do seem kind of crazy. How they only trickle in, the results a little bit at a time, whereas some others seem to have it done just right so they could give you pretty much the results immediately when the polls close.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, Alaska has come on board.
Nice.
They're not called, but they're shaded red. Big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Minnesota has just. Oh, I said Minnesota, didn't I? Never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind. Never mind.
It was, wait, no, it was, what are you going to
Wisconsin.
say?
I was going to say
Red?
Minnesota flipped, but no, it's been blue.
Oh, okay.
I'm just guess I'm getting confused because I saw the update of Alaska and I'm thinking, oh, and then I thought I saw a different update, but no, I'm just getting
Okay.
confused.
So we're at 248 for Trump?
247
247 still, okay.
because it was 230.
Right.
Georgia gave him 16.
Yeah, and then Maine's.
Maine's 1.
Yeah.
247 to 210. But I'm pretty sure. Let me look at Alaska since they just came on. 15% of the vote. I bet theirs will update pretty quickly. And
Mhm.
you know what I mean? They'll be
Yeah.
an easy one to call. They're almost like California. Like, why even now? Sometimes they get funny. They had that rhino senator forever. You know what I mean?
Oh,
What was her
yeah.
Murkowski?
Uh-huh.
But well, and she did vote with the Republicans on some things that mattered, but she pretty much was a rhino. I hope there's not a lot of hard feelings about me saying that because she pretty much was. I mean, it just is a fact, but
Yeah.
she did stand with the Republicans on some things that mattered. But anyway, my only point I was going to say that they're like tried and true Republican
Right.
state, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes some funny things happen, but they're pretty Republican up there, so
Yeah.
you can almost just fill them in like California.
I forget what I was listening to, but somebody was talking about how back in the day there is actually more Democrat leaning, and Hawaii was more Republican leaning, but they've swapped places.
I sort of believe that.
You know.
Yeah, because the Hawaiians were probably very self-sufficient at one point, or at least thought of themselves that way. And the people in Alaska, they're so cut off from resources, they probably
Mhm.
felt dependent on the federal government. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just to put it generally,
Right.
that was probably true. Things are so much harder in Alaska,
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like. Whereas the Hawaiians, they had a certain culture and history that they could rely on. They were
Uh huh.
self-reliant in a manner of speaking.
Yeah. Takes a certain kind of person to live in Alaska, especially out in the wild parts.
Yeah. But I also think some things have changed in Alaska. Like, the Forever Fund or whatever they call it, the Alaska.
Oh yeah, where all their oil money
Yeah,
pays people.
that was a very smart move by one of their governors. Very genius,
Mhm.
in my opinion. Just absolutely genius. That gives them a little small income, gives helps the people who are more self-reliant towards their goals, you
Right.
know, and it helps the people who are more apt to just suck off of income to not need as much. You know what I mean? Or just suck off of welfare. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
the welfare programs to not need it as much because they have this little bit of income. So it's kind of a smart move that whatever they call it, that Alaskan fund.
Yeah.
Let's just call it that, the Alaskan fund, because I think people can understand what we're talking about. Too bad every state doesn't have something like that in a manner of speaking. Like every state should
Yeah.
have like some great resource that all the people should be able to benefit from.
Right.
Not to say that I'm not making arguments for like a UBI or anything like that, but you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated. I already can hear some of the arguments against what I'm saying in my own mind, but
Right.
because it kind of goes against private property rights.
Has vote counts been updated for Pennsylvania yet? Is it still at 90?
Pennsylvania. Let me look. Pennsylvania. 90%.
Oh man,
Michigan, 61%.
that's a little
Wisconsin,
better.
86%. Nevada, 75%.
Hope that's
Arizona, 51%. Alaska, 15%. Nothing's updated
yeah. I was
since
gonna
we
say a lot of
last
those
went through
seems
this.
stuck at the same places.
I think they just don't want to call it. That's how I feel. I mean, it took them forever to call Georgia. I just think it's so funny because I can almost imagine Governor Whitmer sitting at her office right now, her phone just ringing off the hook. Oh, you did something. The screen has moved.
Oh, oh, I could have bumped it by accident.
Can I come reset it again?
Yeah, hold on. All right.
just feel like we should take a smoke break. What would you think if I brought the bong down here? Bad idea?
Uh, we can make it work. So yeah.
I hear you. I'm looking to make sure that worked right.
Okay.
There's a delay. Is that where I left it? Yeah, okay, that's good.
Cool.
All right, so let me run through and check. Let's check the Senate. 51 to 42, that's where we were. 184 to 158 in the House.
Yep. Still seems the same.
Okay. Then we're at a holding pattern, 247 to 210.
Yep.
And I think on that, I will run upstairs for a little potty break. I'll let you entertain the folks, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh. Are you not entertained? That's a movie thing, right?
Yeah.
Gladiator. Wouldn't have known. I don't know movies, folks. And in a sometime coming soon episode of the Wiki Wacky Radio Show, which you can go check out on YouTube. Just search at WWRS. There's gonna be a fun game where Frank and guest are gonna quiz me and trivia me on some movies and make fun of me for not knowing popular movies. Like, I've never seen Forrest Gump. That's a common one. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm not a movie person. I also get some actors and actresses confused too. Don't know them all that well. So it should be fun. So stay tuned. Go subscribe. The Wiki Goodness gracious, it's late for me. The Wiki Wacky Radio Show. Wherever wherever you're listening to this show is where you can find it. And definitely once January 20th rolls around, be looking for our footage and coverage from the inauguration in Washington, D.C. for the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. In the history books of Grover Cleveland, surely he will be. I mean, he's in the lead pretty good so far. I mean, it'd probably really have to start turning south for it to not go so well. But that ain't gonna happen. Not one bit. Because you can't stop the Trump train. Choo choo! Trump train. Choo choo! Chugga 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 chugga.
Did anything get called?
I don't know. You'll have to update the folks when you sit back down.
Something did.
Something did.
247 to 214.
Oh,
Something got called for Kamala.
yeah, 4
Probably
votes.
Hawaii. They probably called Hawaii. I
Mm,
don't think it had been called yet. Let me see how many electorals it's got. That might exactly be the one. Yeah, 4. I think that was it, but I'm just guessing.
Yep. Probably.
Well, hey, do you think I could opine about something kind of serious that I just thought about while I was upstairs?
Okay.
I think I kind of figured something out that makes me uncomfortable, but
Mm,
I kind of want to talk about it.
Okay.
Well, you know how I was talking earlier about how I've had some people like I felt good going into this today.
Uh-huh.
And I've had some people, I mean, even while it was happening, I told you about Van coming in saying, "Oh, Ohio's close. Ohio's tight. I'm nervous." And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Well, I was thinking back too to when, I just recently went down and visited with some of my family and I was talking to them about how I felt good about this.
Uh-huh.
How you and I are hoping we can go to the inauguration and stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I had a lot of them saying, "Well, if they don't cheat again." And I've heard that a lot.
Right.
I've heard that from a lot of people. People I work with, people online, people
Hmm.
around. Yeah, if they don't cheat again.
Interesting.
Well, I was just upstairs thinking, putting two and two together. When I see the map go this red, we're going to take the presidency, the Senate, the House. I almost feel pretty good saying they did cheat last time. Like, I almost feel like this is the proof in the pudding
Yeah.
because even as we're winning this clear mandated victory,
Uh-huh.
you've had people that I know and trust and respect saying the whole time, if they don't cheat again, oh, I'm nervous if they don't cheat again.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do you see the two and two, or am
Yeah.
I just falsely adding two and two together? I just feel like that
No.
is a kind of, I know it's anecdotal, but I feel
Sure.
like it's a kind of proof, you know?
I think it makes some sense. For
Something
sure.
really funny did go down last time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, even though the whole country is voting red, everybody's nervous about it because things went funny last time.
Yeah. Well, like Trump has said, this time it's going to be too big to rig. So no matter what, he's got it locked up. Well, not officially, but it's going to happen. It will definitely be happening soon.
Hopefully they'll call a few more before 2. I was kind of thinking we should call it quits at 2, but I really would like to see a few more of these states turn solid red and actually be called for Trump before we go to bed, like I said, so that everybody across America, across the world, the stock market, everybody can sleep easy tonight. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure people don't want to be figuring out tomorrow who won.
Right, totally. I mean, the sooner the better. Goodness gracious. Sit down. Go this way. That's better. I mean, because the people ought to know without it dragging on. I mean, it sounds long, especially in the modern age. I mean, I get maybe, in the 1800s or even the early 1900s,
But
it might take a
they knew how to
day.
get it done back then.
Right. But still, I mean, the fact that some states say they could take a week or more at this, at this time of the that we're living in is kind of crazy.
Well, not just that, but to really just put the cherry on top, to tie it back to some of the stuff that we've talked about before. But in Maricopa County, you have one single county out of all the counties in the United States saying that they could take 10 to 13 days. So you said states, states. What about how can one county take 2 extra weeks on a federal election? That's really kind of banana republican in a way.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. I mean, I feel like the only excuse that they have is that that's like where almost all of Arizona lives, particularly in that northern part. It's like the most populated area. But still, I mean, there are more populated areas that get it done a lot faster. So that's not really an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Yeah.
It's an example of a bad excuse.
Yeah.
It's a very bad excuse, in my opinion. Especially when, I mean, I don't know. Some of these places may have arguments,
Right.
but if it comes down to it, and the whole thing could be called, like it could be called right now. I think it
Yep.
could have been called 3 days ago, but people had to actually go do the stuff,
Yeah.
whatever, but I think if you were to actually just call this, I think the problem is that when you allow any kind of credence, they think they can play games with it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can slip in a few extra ballots. Well, they won't matter, but we're dealing with dumb people. And you know what I mean? I don't get why the whole process has to be dragged out. I just feel
I
like
don't
it's
either.
bad, period.
Right.
Who cares about the couple extra votes? They don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Now, not to say that we should discount votes or anything, but I'm just saying on aggregate. You know what I mean? For
Mm.
election night, they could call it. And then of course we want an accurate vote.
Yeah.
We get the numbers right. I'm just saying they ought to be able to call it on election night.
Yeah. Right.
I don't like the whole dragging it out and then it's a mystery for days and days. You know?
Right. Yep. It's almost like waiting around for the lottery.
When it's like people have done their duty, so
Yeah.
they should get an answer.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Nobody likes going to bed thinking that it's going to be one person and then waking up and finding that it's a different person.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good for the country. That kind of tug and war back and forth night and day.
No, I don't think so either. Have we gotten any more votes in?
Nothing. It's still 247 to 214. I can look at, I'll give the updates on Pennsylvania is now 91% of their vote. I think that's gone up 1% if I'm not crazy. Michigan's at 64, Wisconsin's at 87. I don't think any of these have updated that much. Nevada's
Not
still
by
at
much, but they have.
75. Arizona's still at 51. Alaska's at 26. Donald Trump ahead 56.8 to 38.6.
Nice.
Kamala.
Yeah, Pennsylvania did go up by 1. Michigan, I think went up by like maybe 3 because I think it was 61% last time we saw. Um, then Minnesota, I believe, went up. It was like 84 last time, something like that.
I'm not positive.
And then yeah, Nevada's still the same. I believe you just said it was 75, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it was last time. Well, slowly but surely, it seems like.
214 to 247. That's what it's been for a minute, right? Ever since she got Hawaii.
Yeah. Yep, yep.
I've seen a lot of people release polls, like we did, on who will win.
Oh, yeah.
And like every single poll I've seen said Trump.
Right.
Every single one.
Nice.
But that's probably because I see a certain kind of content,
Yeah.
But every single poll I saw was Trump.
That's
Still
good.
feels good. It's
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
anecdotal, but it all feels good,
Right.
I've really felt like this one was in the bag. And I just can't wait to see us just get there.
Right. Yep, make it official.
Well, and I told Misty today. It was really for Misty, but and I probably shouldn't use her name, but that could be a fake name.
Right?
Like that gym leader from the Pokemon game, the water
Yep.
badge.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I didn't care insofar as, I mean, you know that I would care. Of course, people know that I would care because I am partial. But if Harris would have won with a clear mandate, coast to coast, everything's blue, 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 Senate House, like
Mm-hmm.
like Trump's about to get,
Right.
I would have been happy with that too, insofar as it was a clear mandate.
Yeah.
That's all that I've really been praying for is I just want it to be so clear that it can't be contested, it can't be argued. What's the point?
Yeah.
Which map do you want me to show you?
Right.
What's
Yeah.
there to argue about?
Right. I mean, we need to be able to have the trust that the system works the way it's supposed to. 'Cause that's
Right,
part of what keeps it going.
right. When I think it shows, like I told you, I wrote it. I wrote an article. The people would be I would think the people to go back and look at it, but I wrote an article about forced elections and how we don't have forced elections, or what did people say? Something like that. Not necessarily forced elections, because I think that was the point I focused on was the force angle. But
Compulsory?
huh?
Compulsory?
No. Stolen.
Oh.
Something like that. I think that's what they say. Stolen or rigged.
Oh, okay.
I would have focused on something like that. The rigged or the stolen or
Right.
something like that. Because stolen um, connotes a certain kind of force too.
Right.
So I probably would have linked. That makes more sense to me to link the two because of the force aspect. And because there was an example that I alluded to, directly referenced in the article about how Putin had sent troops around with ballot boxes to people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's much different. We don't have anything like that in our country. Imagine that. Imagine a couple of armed army soldiers come to your door to collect your ballot. And they
Yeah.
say, "Here is your ballot, comrade," with
Right.
their guns in their hands and whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
You
Time
vote
to
for
fill it
Putin,
out.
comrade. Eh?
You fill it out right now.
You vote for Putin, comrade. Show me. Show me Putin. Yes. Good, comrade. Drop it in the box, comrade.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. We don't have anything like that here in the United States, so I just don't appreciate, even though I do feel that that was stolen. You know what I'm saying? I do.
Uh-huh.
I do. I don't like it though, and I don't like everybody to get on board. I never have liked that language or that talk, or I still don't like it when people talk to me that way. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it shows weakness of character, weakness of spirit. Okay, so what they stole it? You know why they stole it? Because of COVID. That's the only reason that it
Yeah.
happened.
Right.
To think that every election ever is now doomed to fail is weak.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry to get on a soapbox, but I've dealt with a lot of family, a lot of people I respect who have been fearful that all elections are now doomed to fail always. And I'm glad in a certain kind of way to be proving that wrong. We can
Yeah.
still win elections.
Yep.
Stop with the failure mentality.
Right.
It's horrible.
Right. I mean, it certainly doesn't bode well for the morale that you would have for the country if you don't think you could ever win an election again.
Well, plus it's just false on its face
Yeah.
because there's a famous old quote. It's a Roman quote that even under bad emperors, you can have good authors. Well,
Yeah.
of course, the author who wrote that quote thought a lot of himself, but it's always proven to be true too because it is an axiom.
Mhm.
Good things can still happen under bad leaders.
Yeah.
We will still move on, even if it was still Harris.
Yeah.
We have moved on under the bad Biden.
Yep.
We would move on under the bad Harris. We would be okay.
Yep.
But I love that's what it all just comes back to what I was saying is, now we can have a good leader and have good times and we don't have to suffer under bad leaders and worry about still being able to do good. Now we can do good. We can be part of a good doing movement. You know
Yep.
what I mean? We can jump on the Trump train like you were saying. I heard you when I came back from downstairs. Trump train. You can just jump on board. The whole
Right.
nation's going that way. It's
Yep.
like a movement.
That's what he keeps saying. The greatest
Yes,
political movement.
it is. In a way, it is.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
Yep.
We're going to make America great again.
Yep.
Some people think that's so funny. So funny,
Yeah.
but we're going to do it.
Yep.
Stand back and stand by. I think we thought of it at the same time.
Right. Yep. Uh.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
Fuck yeah. Excuse my language, but I'm looking at the numbers. They haven't updated, but I still see Pennsylvania red, Michigan red, Wisconsin red, Nevada red, Arizona red, Alaska red.
Uh-huh.
The only one that's not red is Minnesota and Maine.
Mm. Nice.
He's going to get 6 out of the 7 swing states.
That's crazy.
Is it? Is it crazy? Is it crazy or did people see it coming? I think this has been coming down the pike. Coming down the pike. We
Coming
took the
down the
Senate.
tracks.
We kept the House. We got a clear mandate. We got the governors. We shut down issue 1. This is a great time to be alive, you guys.
It
And what
is.
we need to do, everybody needs to actualize. Okay? Trump now has the greatest, Republicans now have the greatest potential they might have in our lifetimes.
Right, and they better not screw
No,
it up.
we all need to get involved. We all need to pitch in now. This is the time to be a Republican. If not now, never. The only other time would be as an uprising against an extreme left winger. So
Right.
now we have everything we could ask for. Do you see what I'm saying? I
Uh-huh.
feel like now is the time. This should be a call to action, not just a win. We can't just all sit back in our recliners and say, how great to be a Republican. Psst. Oh, pass me another one, honey. No. No, 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 no. Everybody should get involved right now. Speak up. Do things. You have the leadership that will represent you. Speak up in your halls of Congress. Speak up to your senators. Speak up. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean,
Yep.
this would be the time.
Right. They have the power, so let's make them use it.
If you have a small business, if you have whatever, if you whatever needs something done, need some action, need help, need representation, this would be a great time to get help for you. Otherwise, it's all going to be like the reactionary, like speaking out, like my governor's so terrible or my senator's so terrible. And that all falls on deaf ears when they're in power.
Uh-huh.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if Sherrod Brown was awful for you and did not represent you and your needs, and you have suffered the whole whatever 12 years or 18 years or whatever it was that Sherrod Brown was senator. Speak up now. You have what's his name? Who won?
Bernie Moreno.
Bernie Moreno. Speak up and say how you were shamed and your property rights were eroded and whatever, blah 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 blah, under Sherrod Brown. Speak up now. Do you get what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah. I can't wait to see who's going to replace J.D. Vance Senate seat once he goes to be the vice president.
Yeah. Special election.
Yeah.
Or will the governor just appoint somebody?
I don't know
That'd
how it
be
works here in the
horrible.
state.
I hope it's a special election.
Yeah.
I I do not care for the current governor of Ohio. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Not the best.
No, I just think he has lost my confidence. Totally.
Hmm. Well, he's got 2 years left.
I think he's a useless old puppet. What do you call it? Figurehead. He's just a useless figurehead.
Yeah.
He's like a little Yoda midget, and I don't like him. I
Oh.
totally am off the DeWine train. I'm off it. I got off it like a long time ago.
Oh.
I'm off it. But I really like John Husted.
Yeah.
I wish he were governor, not the little Yoda midget
He could be next.
Spock guy. He's also like Spock. He's got these big ears. He's weird.
Oh.
He's like this little Yoda midget Spock character thing.
Huh.
He's weird. He's like this old crippled raisin. You remember the Raisinets? How they had like a little band, the
Uh-huh.
Raisinets.
Yeah.
He reminds me of one of the little shriveled up old Raisinette characters.
Huh.
I'm not just trying to be discourteous to him, but I think he's past his prime. You know, like Joe Biden. Get him out. Give him the hook. He needs the hook. That's what I think. Okay. Sorry.
Hmm.
Let's make John Husted governor.
Yeah. It'd be neat to see him run for governor in a couple of years.
I'd vote for him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I want vote Republican to be written on my tombstone. I didn't even want a tombstone till this moment. Wasn't I just telling you guys? I'm like, just show me in a hole somewhere. I might have told Lauren that. I don't remember who I was
I
telling.
don't
But
know. You told me just the other night to put something on your tombstone.
I'm always talking about that. I had a professor in college who made me write out what I wanted on my tombstone. I had to do it in Latin. I had to do it like they did. I actually had to write an entire will. And
Oh.
part of my will was what should be written on my tombstone.
Oh.
So I'm just kind of always coming back to this because I did it early on in college. It might have been second year or something like that. But she loved it. She flipped out because I also quoted Walt Whitman and translated Walt Whitman into Latin. She loved it that I had Walt Whitman written out on my tombstone in Latin. Thought I had translated it all. She flipped on that stuff, man. She didn't even call me by name. She said, "Who was it that did this? That wrote Walt Whitman?" And I thought I was in trouble or something. And I'm like, me. And she's like, "This is," I'm not going to curse or anything. I don't know that she did, but she basically was. She was doing cartwheels. She was like, "This is awesome. This is so great." She's like, "I've never had somebody write so many levels to this with like writing poetry on their." Oh, that was funny. I miss her. She was the only one in the apartment I liked. Do you remember her name?
No.
Yeah. I'd have to think about it myself. Perkins. Dr. Perkins.
Got any updates?
No, nothing's coming in 247 of 214. I can look cellular state by state. Let me look at Pennsylvania. 94%. Trump
Nice,
is
a
up
little more.
51 to 48.
All right. Hopefully they'll be calling it soon.
Michigan, 67%. Has that
Okay.
changed?
Yeah, a little bit.
60 I'm sorry, 52.2 to 46.1. It's like a 4-point lead.
Okay.
Wisconsin, 88% of the vote.
It's up a little bit.
51.5 to 47.1.
Not bad.
IRS math would be 52 to 47,
Yep.
which gives him a 5-point lead.
Pretty good.
Now, which one do you want to hear?
Nevada. Is it still
Nevada.
75?
77.
Oh, nice.
What's that? 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. For Arizona, 51% of the vote. Apparently,
Still.
nothing more is going to come in till much later. They'll take 10 to 13 days.
Apparently.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't want to curse, but Arizona, and that does need to be reined in. That's
Yeah.
got to be checked,
Right.
dude. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem. I'm sorry. Okay, where are we? Alaska or something? Yeah, Alaska. 26%. Is that where we were before?
I think so.
57% to 39.
Well.
Oh, did I say how much of the vote had come in?
Yeah, 26%.
26. I don't think that's a lot though. I
No.
wish more. Why is it taking so long? We got 10 minutes till 2. Maybe we'll call it a little after 2, at least for this stream.
Sure.
So, if you're just tuning in now, I hope you give us a thumbs up or whatever. Check out our other stuff. We're at 247 and 214. We got a couple more states to call here. Hopefully, they'll come in right here at 2. If you want to stay tuned, check out the Trump win. That's what we're hoping for.
Yep.
We certainly would love to see it called before we get off the stream.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Like you keep saying, it'd be great to know tonight. I mean, even if it's a little bit later. I mean, it'd be
Well,
great
of course,
to finally
there's
put it to bed.
yeah, and there's the provisional note that not all votes are accounted for, and it's just a projection.
Right.
But we should at least be able to have a projected winner. I don't know why we've strayed so far from being able to at least project to call it, with some kind of confidence.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But they're holding off. Hopefully they'll roll in right here at 2. Get some live updates. Push him over the 270 mark.
Yep.
That's all we want to see.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's getting close, so hopefully we'll hear from them soon.
Well, plus, if I'm understanding this right, he's got like almost more than 50% of the popular vote so far, too.
Oh, nice.
If I'm understanding it, it's 51.2 to 47.4. Now, I could be reading that wrong, but I think I'm reading it right. I'm not an idiot, but I could always be wrong.
Yeah.
We got 12 minutes till 2. That will have given Alaska a whole hour, and all these other states a whole hour. So hopefully we'll get some good updates at 2. Seems like we got some okay updates on the hour last time.
Right, yeah. Oh my goodness, folks, I'm getting tired.
But
staying up late.
I bet people are dropping like flies all over the country waiting on these results.
Yeah.
That's part of what I don't like, what I've been talking about is
Yeah.
I wish we could just know. The last polls were supposed to close at 1. I had predicted that they would be able to call the race at 1. So I'm off. We're
Yep.
still in the 1 o'clock hour, and I'm still hopeful,
Right.
but we're
Right.
closing that window pretty quickly.
Has the Senate numbers changed any? Or the House?
Senate. Let me look at the Senate. 51 to 42.
No.
Nope. 188 to 163.
I don't think that's really changed either. Well, maybe more for the Democrats, but Republicans are still ahead.
Pennsylvania is 94% of the vote.
Well, hopefully at 2 o'clock they'll
Michigan
call it.
67. Wisconsin 89.
Ooh, that's up another percent.
51.4 to 47.2. Nevada 78. Arizona 51. I'm going to stop clicking on Arizona because
Yeah.
it just makes me mad. I don't think we can expect to call Arizona. I think that's one of the corruptions of the modern, like the liberals have their own grievance against the electoral college or whatever. You know how they've been
Sure.
talking about abolishing that or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like what you and I have really highlighted, and I don't mean to just harp on it, but what has happened to Arizona
Yeah.
just over the last 2, maybe 3 election cycles has been crazy what has happened in Arizona.
Right.
Arizona used to be a solid red state. You could fill it in. But now all of a sudden things have gotten funny
Mm-hmm.
in Arizona. Like real funny, and they want 14 days to call an election.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're. It's not just your president, Arizona, that you're voting for here. The rest of the people need to know, and we're waiting on you. So come on.
It's really, I mean, it's shameful. It's shameful that they would even ugh, that something would be entertained along those lines, you know?
Yeah.
And plus, if everybody else were to be like, okay, well, we'll just sidestep them, surely those however many votes won't matter that much. You know what I mean? If we all just
Mm,
want to move on and they correct the numbers afterwards, and it's like, oh, okay, well,
yeah.
Trump lost. What's Arizona's?
I don't know.
11. If he wins by 308, their 11 electoral college votes are not going to matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially the way Pennsylvania and Michigan's looking. He's definitely not going to need him.
Oh, something happened. Trump went
Oh.
up to 248.
Oh.
Wasn't it at 247? Or am I?
Yeah.
He got 1 point closer. I wonder what that was.
Um. I guess maybe the other Nebraska, since it splits into.
I don't know. I'd have to look. I wish I had a real computer. Let me see if I. Oh, no, no, no. I'm looking at your computer. Never mind. You see what I just did?
Uh huh.
I thought I'm viewing your screen,
Yeah.
but I thought it was something I could manipulate for a second. He did get 1 point closer.
Yep.
We have 6 minutes till 2.
All right, come
I
on.
bet Alaska will turn red. I really thought it would at 1. So it's got to at 2. Come on. It's got to at 2. It's got to at 2. Alaska is going to be red at 2 a.m.
Which is like 10 p.m. Alaska time, I think. Maybe 11.
I don't
Wait,
know.
am I counting right?
I
No,
don't know, man.
no.
You're asking me questions I don't understand. I don't know the time zones. That's like autism kid stuff, and I don't
What?
know that. Have you been tested?
Have I been tested?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You might have the tism.
Huh.
How come they don't call it that? Can I coin that right now? The tism.
Autism?
Tism.
Hmm.
He's got tism. Come on, I'm coining that
Okay,
right
yeah.
now.
Sure.
I'm writing it down.
Put it
TM.
on a
We're
coin.
gonna trademark it. No, Generation 92. Not me. We're gonna be like communistic about it. It's for the business.
All right, well, we'll put it on a coin.
No.
Oh,
What did I say?
Chisholm.
Tism. We're gonna trademark. We're gonna patent it with the United States. We're gonna put a TM. The tism.
Which
So
almost
then
looks like
nobody can
Chisholm.
use it. We'll be able to sue the balls off of the guy who says tism because came up with it first. This is why we started the channel. Because listen,
It's
I said
all led to this.
the tism. Now everybody's gonna be saying he's got the tism. You watch this; it's gonna be on shorts and TikToks and everything. He's got the
They're
tism.
clipping it right
He's on the
now.
tism spectrum. Uh-huh. Listen, you watch. I'm a trendsetter, dude. We are. Generation 92, Conservative Conversations, contemporaryconservative.net, the Wiki Wacky Radio Show. We are trend setting people.
And we got the Chisholm.
No, you might, but I think you should be tested first. I'm not a
What?
doctor.
I thought we both did.
Mm-mm.
Why just
I got the
me?
ism, the alcoholism.
Oh, of course.
I don't have
uh,
any. What are you? What's the tism? I don't have the tism. I got the ism, not the tism. There
well,
ain't no
that's an ism.
alcoholism.
That's an ism.
Alcoholism.
Chisholm is
No.
an ism.
Alcoholism. I got the ism.
Chisholm is an ism.
Not in no.
It's got ism.
But the tism is important.
Oh, well, somebody's gonna go around trademarking just ism.
No. That's already been trademarked.
But who?
I I can tell you that it happened in the early 1900s.
Oh, well, it's
I don't know
probably
who.
what do they call it? Public domain now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I would think so.
all right. Well,
And it was propaganda, but it was good
what if
propaganda.
tism is something in another language? Like it is. It's another word.
It probably is.
Oh,
Well, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be it it wouldn't be a word um in and of itself, no, but it might be a suffix to another word just as it is in our language.
huh.
It might be a concept in and of itself because ism or tism.
Well, I mostly mean the
But
sounds.
see, tism, here's what you're not understanding.
Oh,
Ism
yeah.
is what you call what do you call it? A suffix.
I know that.
Okay. Tism is an abbreviation for autism.
I know that.
So I don't see how they could be confused. And that's why I was trying to make the difference between tism and ism, because ism is just, it already is a concept. Tism is just a shortening of autism. But I want a TM. I want a trademark.
Uh-huh. Well, you're already losing.
How am I losing?
You explained it. I already knew all this.
No, you didn't.
What do you mean?
Why were you giving me such shit then about
Because
ism?
I like giving you shit.
Well, ism's a suffix.
I know that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I am autistic. Because this is one of the times where I don't understand such things. Like, I only understand what I just explained. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know what else you're talking about now because we went through this.
Yeah. Well, nothing's changed. We're at 248 to 214. If you're just joining us, you should like and subscribe. You should write an email to Reid over here and tell him why he's cuckoo bananas about stuff.
Yeah.
And if you think I need a refill on my wine, you should
Of
write
course
me
he
an
does.
email and tell me to go fill my wine glass back up. If I get one email, I'll go do it. Thanks. I just got an email. I'm gonna go do it. This show is brought to viewers.
2 glasses is never fun.
This show is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Do you know what that's from?
3 glasses adds more excitement. Well, hopefully by the time you come back, there'll be an update here.
I got something you need to hear about.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's from Bob's Burgers. South Park.
Yeah. South Park. Where Randy is Lord. We're just watching. Coincidentally enough, last night we were just watching the South Park episode where Mr. Garrison, who's supposed to be a parody of Trump, from his first time running for office, we watched that episode where Mr. Garrison runs for president in South Park. Not the president of South Park, but
I am Lord.
in the South Park universe.
I am Lord. 248 to 214.
Still the same.
Nah, it's not the same. We're winning.
Come on,
This is
Pennsylvania.
Winning.
Come on, Pennsylvania.
They're gonna call stuff. Oh, it's 203. Alaska's gonna come in. Last time it was like 206. I mean 106. Sorry.
Come on, Pennsylvania.
They're gonna call Pennsylvania.
We're almost there.
They're gonna call everything. Everything's red, dude.
Well, they need to hurry up.
They don't. Hey, as long as it goes the right way. Come on.
We need to know.
We want to know.
I need to know.
No, we need it to be right.
If you think you're gonna leave, then you better say so.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying right here. You don't have to. I mean, you're singing. You've obviously been working on your singing voice.
Shout out to Tom Petty.
Hi.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Play
I
the
banged your
big gig,
daughter.
the big gig in the sky.
You know I banged his daughter.
I didn't know he had one.
He's got a daughter.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I
banged
just didn't know.
Yeah, she's she's a good girl. She loves her mama.
Uh huh.
She's very attractive. And
Looks like your
makes good
daddy.
look no, it makes good love.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm free. Free
Free balling.
balling.
Yep. Free balling.
Yeah, I just had those nuts hanging out.
Oh my
You know what
gosh.
I mean? That's what the twins.
That's for the
I
other
know, but you know,
channel.
hang on, wait.
Come
This is part
on.
of conservative.
We've already
Hang
let
on.
some curse words
Excuse
slip
me. All
here.
right, all right. But you know the twins, the Hodge
The
twins.
Hodge twins,
They're
yeah.
always saying that. And that
Well,
is part of a conservative conversation to talk about the Hodge twins. And they always say that. I'm not just
oh,
trying to be perverse. You could go check out their stuff. They
well,
do
that's
great
their stuff.
conservative content.
Yeah.
And they're always talking about that. What
Well,
I just said. That's their phrase.
sure. That's them, though. That's them. That
Yeah,
ain't
well, I
us.
can reference them. Come on, dude. I
Oh.
can reference.
Oh. Well, I mean, I get the reference with the free balling thing, but then you went and talked about the other part, letting your,
Yeah, well, that's
you
how I
know,
linked the two.
well,
That's how I linked it back to conservative conversations because we were doing a Tom Petty thing,
oh,
and I linked it back by
what?
tying in the Hodge twins. And that's how your free balling is because the nuts are
Yeah,
hanging out.
most people will probably get it. You
People
don't need
get
to
it.
tell them.
People get it.
You don't need to tell them.
All right. Well, you don't need to lecture me because they probably get it too. So come on, come on, come on. We're gonna win, man. This is a good night.
Are
We
you
don't,
Joe?
huh?
Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, come on.
Come
That's
on, man.
exactly right. Come on. I'm Joe Biden. You know what
You're
I ain't
garbage.
lying.
You're garbage.
I want to make him take a long walk off a short pier.
I'm gonna smack him on his arse.
Yeah. Take him out behind the high school and get him pregnant. Oh no, wait, that's a different. I'm sorry, wait. That's 30 Rock. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take him out back. What did he say? I just want to take him out back to high school or out back the gymnasium.
I
Something
don't
like
know.
that.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's when I learned about roaches.
That's a Possum Kingdom song.
What? Take him out back in.
Well, I mean, they got a song about go by the lake house or something like that. It's from like the '90s. It's like one of those '90s alternative songs. Not a very good. I mean, musically it's an alright song, but the lyrics are not for most people.
Pennsylvania is 95%.
Come on,
51% to 48. 3-point lead.
nice. I think that might have gotten a little closer, but it's still okay. Especially 95%. That's
Michigan 70%.
okay, not bad. I think it was
Wisconsin's 89. Nevada 50. Oh, I might have clicked on the wrong state. Nevada, hang on. Nevada 78.
Hasn't gone up very much.
I did not click on Arizona.
That's fine.
I actually did.
Screw Arizona.
I actually did. And yes, screw Arizona. Alaska's 51% of the vote.
Oh, nice. Okay.
55 Trump, 41 Harris.
Nice.
So what's that? What did I just say?
55 to 41. Who's
Is
getting
that
the other
real?
votes?
Hang on. I want to look at that again. What did I just say?
Alaska?
55 to 41. Yeah. No, there's just a lot of the vote outstanding. It's only 51%. It's
But
not that all the other votes are accounted for.
no, I mean 55% to 41% of the votes. I mean, that doesn't add up to 100. So I'm saying there's sounds like there's a third party candidate there.
Well, there are.
Yeah, there. I'm just saying that
There's
does.
apparently a bunch.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't want to read
surprising.
them all.
Oh, that's fine. I just
Robert
wasn't
Kennedy.
expecting
I
that big of a
will. I'm
gap.
going to, though. Well, I still don't think it adds up, to your point.
Yeah,
I still don't think it adds up.
right,
I think that the answer is that the vote's not all in. And I think that these are sort of like projected totals in a manner of speaking, not necessarily accurate.
right.
But
I
I
get
will
that.
read these names because the viewers might care to know. So it's Donald Trump. This is Alaska.
Right.
These are the people on the ballot there: Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, Robert Kennedy, Chase Oliver, Jill Stein, Cornel West, Randall Terry, Peter Sonsky.
I wonder if some people are still voting for RFK there.
Yeah, apparently 1.7% of the vote, according
Oh,
to this.
huh.
Yeah. And that was something that the gym leader from Pokemon asked me about earlier tonight
Right.
was she asked me a couple of interesting questions, but she asked me what did you just talk about that made me think about that?
RFK.
Oh yeah. She asked me if he was on the ballot in all states. Hey, do you know that I put something She asked me if he was on the ballot on all states, and I answered that he had tried to remove himself from several, but that they had delayed and stalled, and that for a lot of them there are certain dates that really matter, and that if if his name was still on the ballot but at a certain date, that they probably got printed a certain way and there was no way to change them according to that state's law or whatever. So, but I thought that was interesting. And she also asked me, which I thought was interesting, what would happen if neither candidate got to 270?
Oh, okay.
And I thought that was interesting too. I got to answer that. And it's only been done once before that the House decided.
Yeah.
It's only happened once before, and they chose Andrew Jackson, who was a terrible Democrat president. Terrible. He did the Trail of Tears.
Yeah. Which, unfortunately, this is one of those things about Trump I don't really like. He speaks kind of positively of Andrew Jackson. Uh,
Well, he was a Federalist, and we live in a modern
yeah.
day. You have to be a Federalist.
Right.
To be the head of the federal branch, you have to be a Federalist.
Hmm. Right.
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah. It's like in the name. It
In a
is the
manner of
name.
speaking, yeah, it is. You have to be a Federalist. You have to want to lead the federal branch of the federal United States, and
Yeah.
you have to understand what you're doing, know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
248 to 214, folks.
Yeah.
We're still in a holding pattern here. Hoping for results.
I mean, even though I just kind of criticize Trump about speaking positively of Andrew Jackson, I will say he does have an interesting story to him. Like how he was shot in a duel and he almost died, but he didn't die.
Well, I think, in a manner of speaking,
A lot of bad men have interesting stories sometimes.
that's not necessarily where I was going to go,
I
even
know. I
though
was just wanted to say that real quick before you
sure.
had gone on.
The point I was going to make is I think sort of all of our presidents have a certain allure and history and, you know, air around them. There's an air around the presidency and a sort of mystery and you sort of look on that position with high esteem and credence. You give credence to the person who holds that office and you hold them in such reverence and with such respect. But we really have had some bad presidents.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, Andrew Jackson was one of the worst.
Right.
Not only because I am Native American, I don't talk about it all the time, but I have Native American blood in my family. I have some ancestors that I knew when I was young. I don't know them now, but I have ancestors who are very strong blooded Native. And you know what I mean? It's something that doesn't hit everybody, but what was I talking about the damn natives?
Andrew Jackson.
Oh yeah, the Trail of Tears was one of the most horrible tragedies that we've ever supposedly. I mean, you know what I mean? Like as a nation done to another nation if you look at them as a nation. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you acknowledge some of the ones who were the Seminoles from Florida. I
Hmm.
think it was basically them. I'm just coughing that out of my arse, but I also think that that's true. The Seminoles, doesn't that track? Seminole,
Yeah.
Simon. No, wait a minute. I'm probably spelling it wrong, but that's a
Yeah.
thing.
I know what you're talking about.
And they moved them all. They marched them all out to like Oklahoma
Yeah.
under Andrew Jackson, who the House of Representatives put in power. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I
There's a
don't know
whole
how
bunch
many
of them.
terms he served. He might have gone for re-election and he might have done that the Trail of Tears under his re-election. I don't know which term it was or whatever, but
Right.
I know for one of them he was put in by the House of Representatives, which was an interesting fact. I think I did already know that, but it's funny you don't know stuff till you need to know it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Oh, I wish some more results would
I
come in here.
know. I really just want to see Pennsylvania get that big one off the list.
I think that's really all he needs. He's got 248 right now. Pennsylvania would add, what did I say earlier?
Um, it'd be 267.
Because Pennsylvania will add 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, 267. So he would need 3. That would basically do it, though. That would
Yeah.
do it. Because with Alaska, he'll
I'd
get it.
put yep right at 270.
And he will get Alaska.
Yep.
So we would be able to go to bed.
Yep.
That would be amazing. Yes. Okay, let's see what Pennsylvania's at. They're at 95% of the vote.
Okay.
How was it last time?
Same.
51 to 48.
Yep. Still sounds about the same.
Michigan 70%.
I think it's up slightly.
Wisconsin 90%.
I can't. It might be only up 1%, but I think it could have been 90 last time we checked.
Nevada 78.
Still the same.
Arizona went up 1%.
Woo woo.
Oh yeah, I'm still angry. Trump's up, but not by much. Um Alaska's 51. Were we at
Uh,
51 before?
yeah, last time we looked. Yep. So a little bit of movement on a
248
couple.
to 214.
Uh,
I'm gonna check my Robinhood account. Oh, they have Trump right now 99%, 99 cents to buy a contract for
oh,
$1.
yeah, of course.
So you win a penny.
Yeah.
That's one of the other things I kept. That's why I did keep with that guy that I was listening to on that live stream, even though I don't know who the heck he was. I kept listening to him because he also kept with the betting,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was funny. Kamala in real time dropped from like 37% to 20
Hmm.
to 9.
Yeah.
And now if I'm reading Robinhood correctly, she has like a 3% chance of becoming president.
Yeah. Ain't gonna happen for her.
No. Well, 3% is pretty low. Don't you think?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I guess that speaks for itself. Maybe I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah. She's toast. Which I've said before on the show.
I just wish they would call it
I
though.
know. This is taking forever.
It's the modern era.
Well,
Maricopa County is going to take 13 days.
yep.
But why won't they call Pennsylvania? If they'd call Pennsylvania, you don't need Maricopa County.
Right. I was hoping it'd kind of be like Georgia. Once Georgia had hit 95, they pretty much called it. But they're still holding out.
Wisconsin's 90%. Did I say that already?
Yep.
Nevada's 80. 52 to 47.
Okay. 80's good at Nevada. 80%.
Yep.
Oh, that went up a little bit. It was 78 last time we checked.
He's going to win this, dude.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yep.
He's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he's going to take 6 out of the 7. Something like that. 6 out of the 7 swing states?
Yeah.
Is that a mandate or what?
I would say.
The House, the Senate,
And let's check on
the
those real quick too.
governorships. Huh?
The
Oh,
House
you
and the
want to
Senate.
check on them? Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure they haven't really changed much.
The House is 190 to 166.
Oh, yep. Okay, that's changed a little.
We need a 218 for a majority. So we need 28 seats. In the Senate, we have 51. We already have a majority.
Yeah.
51 to 42.
Nice.
But this doesn't, I told you earlier, this doesn't show me how many are outstanding. Obviously, there's 8 or 7. You know, like I can do the math, I suppose.
But it doesn't show you who.
No, but it doesn't show me what's outstanding.
Huh.
248 to 214.
Come on, Pennsylvania. Do, do, do. Well,
I know.
at least it's definitely looking like it's going to be for sure. We just want to see it.
Well, how much longer you want to stay on and try? It's 2:25.
Oh.
We could try for 5 minutes more. See if they
Okay.
called it the half hour.
Sure.
Then we know we'd have to be on for a half hour more.
Yeah, we'll definitely at least wait the 5 minutes and we'll
5
see how,
minutes,
how we
yeah.
feel.
See if anything gets updated at the half hour.
Right.
If anybody's out there, we hope you'll subscribe, give us a thumbs up, tell a friend. Something got updated.
Oh.
We're at 267 to 214.
Oh,
They
was it
called Pennsylvania.
Yes!
They called Pennsylvania.
Finally.
And you know we got Alaska. We're at 270, folks.
Woo!
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. We're at 270. Fuck Google. Fuck the New York Times. Sorry for my cursing. I'm so sorry. We're just excited over here. We got 270.
Per Conservative Conversations official counting, we officially say Donald J. Trump is the 47th president of the United
45th
States.
and 47th president of the United States of America.
I want to make a shirt that's got him and Grover Cleveland on it.
Yes. Look forward to that. Buy it in our shop. You heard it here first. Get it from us. The t-shirt, Grover Cleveland and Donald J. Trump. The only two presidents to serve non-consecutive terms.
That's right.
He won, you guys. You can go to bed easy. We're going to go to bed easy. He got Alaska.
That's right.
And he
we
made it
said
over
history
270.
will be made. There's no way it wouldn't have.
There's no way he's not going to win.
Yeah.
There
and
is
Grover
no
Cleveland. That's what
way.
it was all about. Him and Grover Cleveland having names right next to each other. That's what it's all
in
been
the
leading
history
up
books.
to.
This is history being made right now. You're hearing it live from us. Conservative Conversations on YouTube.
That's
and
right.
globally by contemporaryconservative.net. Check us out there.
Right. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and many more. And you can also and be entertained by two comedians.
Oh yeah, best content you'll ever hear that is not political.
That's right.
We hope you might tell a friend or two about us and encourage them to become paid subscribers just like you are, so that they can also receive the bonus and exclusive content that you have access to. And as always, we thank you so much for listening. And everybody, God bless America.
Woo-hoo!
God bless Donald Trump. God
Trump
bless the Republican
2020.
Party. The
Trump
clear
47.
mandate that we have for the future going into the Senate, the House, the White House, the governorships.
The new Republican Revolution.
Are now.
Yes. And we are America.
And we are Republicans. And we thank God.
Because without him,
none of this would be possible. That's exactly right. Amen. God bless you.
And
good night.